Hi, so how will climate change affect people? I started right off the bat with warmer temperatures because this is one of the biggest threats to people. Well, one of the many. But warmer temperatures cause heat waves, which obviously will pose health risks. Heat waves are definitely more likely to affect younger children and the elderly just because their immune systems aren't as great when you're older, and when you're younger, your immune system is not fully developed or used to um, being able to develop quickly, I should say. You're just not there yet. And then children and elderly become sick a lot quicker than the average person, again, because of age and development, which the reason because of this could cause dehydration, heat stroke, and heat exhaustion, which again is a bigger threat to younger children and older people, but can also be a threat to anyone. Now, air and water quality, it would be my second one. Climate change obviously affects the air and water quality on Earth, which increases the spread of diseases and also causes extreme weather changes and events to happen, which will obviously pose a huge threat to people. If we don't have great air quality or water to drink, healthy water to drink, this will obviously cause a lot of different things, but a huge one would be diseases. We wouldn't really be able to keep up with all the diseases going around because it would be happening so regularly, excuse me. Now, I did post a graph here that I found on a government website um, about the percent change in air quality all over from 1980 to 2021, 1990 versus 2021, and then so on and so forth. And it really shows the carbon monoxide, the lead, the nitrogen dioxide levels, the nitrogen dioxide levels within 1 hour rather than annually. Ozone, and then sulfur dioxide, and then you have all the other ones, of course, the 24-hour, the annual. Overall, this just shows what the air quality has already been like from way back to now, only to 2021. Obviously, that's just last year. So it is pretty accurate to how things are now, too. And last, for how will climate change affect people, we have the intensity and frequency of extreme weather events. This is obviously climate change will cause extreme weather events to happen. Most likely over a period of time, but they will be drastic. So we have droughts, heat waves, floods that will cause property damage that will affect people and loss of that property, obviously, potentially. And then people who have property insurance or insurance just in general will then go up, which makes it less affordable to the public. It's already not affordable for most people, but this would make it even higher in price, which makes it way less affordable. All right, so how will climate change affect the national economy? So we just talked about warmer temperatures, so the warming of the planet. The economy would lose about 1 to 4% of the gross domestic product, GDP. This would happen because of the mortality rates would go up, labor would be higher, and the energy sector, would have higher emissions. So basically, everything would change. We wouldn't have the energy we need to live. We wouldn't have people being able to work because temperatures would be so high. It would definitely change how people live and how our economy functions. Next, how will climate change affect the economy out of North America? I like this one because it makes you look at everything besides just the one warming temperature. So we obviously have glacier melt, coastal storms, crime would go up because people wouldn't be able to afford to live the life that they were. Like insurance would go up. A lot of things would happen that would create crime. When I say crime, I don't mean that everybody would be committing it. It's just a form of things would change. Agriculture, energy, and less availability for labor and productivity are some of the few ways the economy would be affected in out of North America. And then infrastructure. Another way that the economy would be affected by climate change would definitely be by roads, buildings like houses, all of that would be, I mean, you'd have these drastic weather events that would cause this. You would also have not as many people being able to work to help fix and keep up with infrastructure. So everything would kind of just break down. And then our last question is, how will climate change affect the global economy? This was a big one, that's why I put this as my first one, but capital supply, labor shock, and labor productivity, kind of like we talked about in the last question, but globally it would also be affected. Because of climate change and the higher temperatures, it would most definitely limit the capital supply. Like I said, the labor shock from people not being able to work because of that, and then labor productivity, same thing. Wouldn't be able, people, not as many people would be able to work, because when I say the rise of temperatures and higher temperatures, it would be drastic. Food shortage. I put this in red because this would be the biggest one that would contribute to everyone globally. I mean, if you think about the mortality rate would be affected, this would be a reason because of that. Just because the rise of temperature would affect crop growth and farming, which would mean that we wouldn't have mass production of crops. We wouldn't have mass productions of meat like pigs, cows, and chickens, eggs, all of that type of stuff. We would not have readily available. One, because of labor shortage, not as many people to work and keep up with it. Two, rising temperatures always will affect crop growth and farming. I mean, mortality rate affects on humans, but also on animals, sadly. And last one, this is huge too, financial stability. So jobs would definitely be limited everywhere, which will cause less stability financially for almost everybody. Money-wise, things would definitely change globally and within families or individuals who don't have job. I mean, there wouldn't be as many jobs available to take on. If health conditions would obviously rise, like diseases and stuff like that, like we previously talked about. So there wouldn't be as many people working, which also means less money for people not working, for the people who can't work, all of that, and also for the people who are trying to work, they also wouldn't be able to find jobs that easily.